I walk into the Evergreen Resort thinking, maybe this time my chest won't tighten. Maybe the past will sit quietly in whatever dark corner I pushed it into. But I'm wrong the moment my shoes touch the marble floor. Before I continue, like this video and subscribe to this channel to get more interesting stories like this. The chandeliers spill warm light over a sea of polished shoes, greedy smiles, and the kind of jewelry that only shines when people want attention. The whole place smells like money and old pride. I can't decide which one makes my skin crawl more. Daniel nudges my arm. "Relax," he says under his breath. His voice is steady, the way soldiers' voices get as they're watching too much of life happen. "We're here because we owned it, remember?" I nod, even though I don't feel it. He's my closest friend, the kind who knows what I survived without me having to say it out loud. Still, this room, this place, it has history with me. Ugly history. A waitress walks by, and I take a drink I don't even want, just so I can hold something. Just so my hands have a job, other than shaking. Daniel leans closer. "You could?" Yeah, I lie. Just the crowd. Not the crowd, the memories. The band plays something soft near the stage, and laughter floats around me like ghosts with good manners. I'm trying to keep my breathing steady when a small tub pulls behind me. "It's too tight," Ethan mutters, fingers pulling at his collar. He's 9, stubborn, and convinced tuxedos belong in horror stories. I kneel to fix his bow tie. "It's one night, champ. Hold out till dessert, and I'll let you have 2 ice creams." His eyes brighten. "Even the chocolate one with the nuts?" "Even that." He huffs but stops fighting the collar. Small victories. We stand, and I'm about to follow Daniel toward the bar when the crowd shifts. Just a gentle parting of bodies and conversations. And then I see her. A woman in an expensive white dress, laughing as she clinks glasses with people I don't recognize. The sound of her laugh hits me harder than the sight of her. It's warm, bright, charming in a way only someone who's been loved their whole life laughs. And then she turns. My heart doesn't just stop. It folds in on itself. Because I know that face. Even after 12 years. Even after the betrayal. Even after I buried the name so deep it could have been fiction. Caroline, my brother's wife, soon-to-be wife, the bride. She sees me, and her smile dies the way a candle does when the room runs out of air. Her hand tightens around her champagne flute. Her eyes widen just enough for me to catch it before she pulls herself together. Daniel murmurs, "Tell me that's not who I think it is." "It's her," I say quietly. The words don't feel real. Caroline looks away first, pretending she didn't see me. But her shoulders are stiff, and the back of her neck flushes the exact shade it used to when she lied. "Dad?" Ethan whispers, noticing how still I've gone. "You okay?" I drag my attention away. "Yeah, I just saw someone I used to know. Not someone. A ghost who wasn't supposed to be in my world again. Not after what she did to me. Not after what my brother did to me." I scrub a hand across my face. I thought I was over it. Really, I had convinced myself I was. But my body remembers things my mind tried to forget. When I was 21, I lost everything in 1 week. My future, my reputation, my family. Because of her. Bree, because of both of them. And now they're marrying in the same resort where everything started falling apart. Of course they are. "Do you want to leave?" Daniel asks. "No," I say, surprising myself. "I don't run anymore." He nods once, as if he expected that answer all along. The program starts. People clap. The groom is about to be introduced, and I already know the universe isn't done messing with me tonight. When my brother steps onto the stage, smiling like a man who's never known guilt, something inside me goes quiet. Not angry, not shaken, just quiet. He looks older, sharper around the edges, but his confidence hasn't changed. He scans the room and freezes the moment his gaze snags on me. He actually blinks, then blinks again, like I'm some kind of mirage he didn't order. Daniel exhales slowly. "Showtime," he mutters. My brother looks away quickly, adjusting his tie, but he's rattled. I can see it. It's in the tight set of his jaw. It's in the way he stumbles over his next line in the speech. Good. Let him shake. Let him wonder why I'm here. I sit through the introductions, the speeches, the cheesy toast about love and second chances. Second chances. That hits a nerve I thought I left behind. When everyone moves toward dinner, Caroline slips away from her circle and walks toward me. Her heels click lightly against the floor, each step measured, cautious, like she's approaching a wild animal. "Mark," she says softly. Hearing my name in her voice again feels like tasting something bitter I forgot existed. "Caroline," she swallows. "You weren't supposed to be here." "That's funny," I say, "because I didn't know this wedding was your secret." She looks around, checking if anyone is listening. Her fingers twist around her bracelet, a habit she used to have whenever she hid something. "What do you want?" she whispers. I almost laugh. "Nothing from you." She looks hurt, and I hate that a small part of me still registers it. "Mark, after everything, I hoped you moved on." "I did," I say, "until I saw you." A small silence settles between us. It's heavy and strange, like old dust shaken from a shelf. She clears her throat. "My husband, he can't know you're here." She's afraid. I noticed. He studies me. "So what's the plan?" I look toward the stage where my brother is laughing with his groomsmen. I look toward Caroline pretending to be fine when she isn't. "I'm not sure yet," I say. "But I think the truth finally wants out. And you're ready for that?" "I've been ready for 12 years. Ethan runs up then, waving a small plate. "They have tiny sandwiches. Can I have like 10? 2, I say. "Start with 2. He scurries off again. Daniel watches him go and lowers his voice. "Whatever you decide to do, just be careful. Revenge has a way of taking more than it returns." I nod. I know he's right. But to be honest, that quiet in my chest hasn't left. It feels like the calm before something overdue. Someone taps a glass near the microphone. Call in for attention. Everyone begins settling down. The lights dim. The air changes. My brother speaks again, thanking everyone for coming, and I sit there, watching him. Really watching him. For the first time, I'm not the broken one. I'm not the man they tried to bury. I'm just the man who survived. And tonight, I'm in the perfect place to remind them of that. I don't know exactly how the pieces will fall yet, but the room feels like it's holding its breath. And maybe I'm holding mine too, because the past has finally walked into the same ballroom as me. And I'm not leaving until something gives. I walk out of the ballroom to get air, but air isn't really what I'm after. I think I'm looking for silence. A place where my heartbeat isn't thundering in my ears. The hallway outside is dimmer, quieter, and the carpet swallows my footsteps. For a second, I feel almost steady. Then I hear her voice behind me. "Evan?" My name. Soft. Careful. The way someone says it when they're not sure if they still have the right. I turn around, and there she is, Grace, Her wedding dress shifts with the AC breeze, and she looks almost unreal. Like a memory that decided to grow flesh again. She gives a small, awkward wave, like she's greeting an old classmate, and not the person whose life she tore in half. "I didn't think you'd come," she says. I shrug. "Your father invited half the city. I guess I slipped in with the furniture." That gets a quick breath of a laugh from her, but she stops herself, and the guilt flashes across her face, so fast I almost think I imagined it. "Can we talk?" she asks. "I don't know," I say. "Last time we talked, I ended up losing a home, a business, and 3 years of my life." Her eyes drop. She bites her lip. And for a second, the old part of me, the part that used to protect her, defend her, wants to step closer. But I stay where I am. She lets out a shaky breath. "I know you hate me." I answer too quickly. "I don't hate you." The truth is messier. What I feel doesn't fit into a single clean word. She nods toward the terrace doors. "Please, just a few minutes." I hesitate, then push the door open. If I learned anything during those 3 years, rebuilding my life, it's that running from the past never works. It chases you, and it catches you when you're tired. We step onto the terrace. The pool glows blue in the distance. The music hums through the glass behind us. Grace folds her arms like she's cold. I wait. She finally whispers, "I'm sorry." And for a moment, I think that's all she has. But then she says more. "I was scared," she says. "Dad told me. He said you were trouble, that you were dragging our family name into things you couldn't handle. He said the money he invested in your business was going to disappear. He said if I didn't tell him everything you were doing, he'd cut me off and make sure nobody in the industry touched me again." I breathe slowly, trying not to let my jaw clench. "So you told him everything," I say. "You let him think I was stealing from him. You let him drag me through that mess." She wipes a tear with the back of her hand. "I was weak." "No," I tell her. "You were selfish." Her shoulders flinch, like I slapped her, even though my voice stays quiet. "You knew my business wasn't failing," I say. "You knew he planted the rumors. You saw the messages. You saw the calls I made, trying to fix everything." My heart beats harder as I speak, but I don't shout. I don't need to. "And when he pushed," I add, "you let him. You let him ruin me because keeping your position in his world mattered more." Grace covers her face for a moment, then drops her hands. "I came tonight, hoping, I don't know. Maybe you'd look at me and see the girl you used to know." I shake my head. That girl disappeared the day I realized I meant less to her than her father's approval. She swallows hard. "I can't undo what happened." "No," I say, "but I can." She looks up, confused. And for the first time tonight, I feel almost calm. "I didn't come here by accident," I say. "You think Daniel got that invitation because someone felt generous?" "No, I asked for it." Her eyebrows lift slightly. Fear flickers in her expression. "What are you planning to do?" I lean against the rail, looking past her at the ballroom. "Your father built a kingdom with all his secrets stuffed in the walls. People trust him because they don't know who he really is. But someone offered me information a few months ago. Documents, emails, proof of everything he buried." Her breath catches. I almost feel sorry for her, but not enough to stop. "You destroyed me to protect a man who doesn't protect anyone," I say, and tonight, his whole empire is hanging on one thin thread. Grace shakes her head. "You're not that kind of person." I almost laugh, not because it's funny, because of how wrong she is. "I wasn't," I say. "You changed that." For a moment, she just stands there, staring at me like she's seeing a stranger. And maybe she is. Evan, please, she whispers. Don't do this. Not tonight. Tonight is exactly the night, I say. Everyone he wants to impress is in that room. Everyone who believes he built his empire cleanly. Everyone he's lied to, controlled, manipulated. I won't let you, she says, stepping closer. If this comes out, he'll lose everything. I know. And I'll lose everything. That part, I say quietly, is not my problem anymore. Her breath shakes. I thought you came because you still cared. I came, I say, because I stopped caring. The door behind us opens, and Daniel steps into the terrace. He glances at Grace, then at me. It's time, he says. The files are loaded. Grace turns pale. Files? I look at her one last time. Your father liked to hide things. I like to expose them. Then I walk past her, back toward the ballroom. My steps feel lighter. Something in me shifts, like a knot I've carried for years, finally loosened. As we approach the center of the room, Daniel taps his watch. The resort's giant digital screens flicker. The lights dim just a little. People look around confused. Grace stumbles in behind us. Evan, stop. But she's too late. The screens light up. The first document appears, then the second, and the third. The room goes silent. A lifetime of his father's lies starts unraveling right in front of everyone he respects. He steps forward, confused, shocked, sputtering for explanations. And I stand at the edge of the crowd, watching calmly. No smile, no thrill, just quiet. Grace looks at me from across the room with an expression I can't quite name. It's not anger, not entirely. It's something closer to realization. She finally understands what it feels like to lose something you thought was untouchable. I breathe out slowly, for the first time, feeling like my lungs actually have space. Maybe revenge doesn't bring peace, but it brings a kind of balance. And tonight, the scales finally leveled. I stayed in that quiet hallway longer than I planned, long enough for the music inside to shift into something bright and celebratory. It feels wrong, honestly, like the room is celebrating a version of history that never existed. I take one slow breath, then another, and walk back in. The ballroom hits me with noise, laughter, clinking glasses, and faces that pretend they've never seen pain. My heartbeat isn't panicked anymore. It's sharp, focused. Mason sees me coming and stiffens immediately. Good. He knows. He should know. When I reach him, he tries to give me a polite smile, but his lips twitch. Evan, he says, didn't expect to see you here. I get that a lot tonight. His eyes dart around. He looks like someone trying to slip through a door that keeps moving. Enjoying the wedding? He asks. Not really, I say. But I didn't come for the cake. He swallows and his throat bobs. Look, he whispers, this really isn't the place. It's exactly the place, I say. You gave testimony that put my life in a grinder. I want to know why. His face goes pale. I was told it would help Grace's family, he blurts out. I didn't know it would ruin you. That one sentence hits me in the chest harder than I expected. Because it confirms one ugly thing. Someone higher up pulled the strings. Someone wanted me out of the way. You can't just say that and stop talking, I tell him. Who told you what to say? He glances back inside the ballroom. His hands shake just a little. I can't, he says. Not here. If they find out I talked to you. They? I repeat. Who is they? He steps back. I have to go. I'm sorry. He slips through the terrace door and disappears into the night, leaving me standing there, with my fists half clenched and my pulse climbing. Daniel walks up behind me. "You okay?" I say quietly. "I think I just found the first loose thread." He waits, and I'm going to pull it, I add, all the way. I take one more look at the terrace door. Tonight isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning. A beginning I didn't ask for, but maybe a beginning I needed. Because revenge doesn't always come with fire or fists. Sometimes it starts with a single person finally telling the truth, and I'm ready for the rest of it.